How we doing? Of course, we're just waiting for LinkedIn to pop up again. You're always slow, LinkedIn. You're always behind the trends. Ugh. That's okay though, LinkedIn. You get there eventually. Christopher will be joining us, and like we said today, we're gonna go over the meat and bones. Give you an overview, actually, of what it's like to have an AI caller in your life and how beautiful it will help your dreams come true. But food for thought while Chris hops in. Food for thought with Brian is what we're going to call the first 3 minutes of this every day. Um, why is it that turtles live so long? I literally am genuinely curious. Is it their DNA? Is it their heart structure? Is it their organs can just be let go longer? Is it the food ratio they eat? Is it just all of it, man? How do you live to be 100 plus 120? It's amazing. All right, go talk with that amongst your coworkers. Where Chris at? Where Chris at? Okay, let me share my screen. We'll just start it up. Screen, blink. Number one, baby. Welcome to A Media. All right, we're gonna go over this um, little situation here we got going on called basic sales cycle. Okay, now the basic sales cycle. I think everybody knows what the basic sales cycle is. I think everybody knows that you need a basic sales cycle in your business. Otherwise, you literally don't have business. So, we have basic sales cycles is generate a lead somehow, knock on doors, Facebook ad. Somehow somebody gives you a little bit of interest, or you go create interest. Walks into Walmart, right? All that kind of stuff. Generating a lead. There's a ton we could talk about generating leads. There's a million companies out there that do that and will give you a phone number of some sort. And then you have to book an appointment of some sort. So, um, like if it's, of course, hello, let's meet at 12 o'clock today, things like that. Put it on your calendar. Christopher, how we doing?
What's happening? What's happening?
We're just getting into what a basic sales cycle is and why you need it
Basic
for your
sales
business.
cycle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Step one, get a lead.
Get a lead. Get a lead. We're just talking about getting leads and how you get them. Facebook, open a store, put a sign outside that says sale, things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Generating leads. Okay, next, we just started talking about booking appointments. So booking that appointment and putting them on your calendar, right? Putting on your calendar, being able to talk to them, and then you make a sale, right? In exchange of goods and services. They sign a contract, they give you money, you give them something back, right? So
Exactly.
What are we going to talk about today? Booking the appointment. Why are we talking about booking the appointment today?
It's the number one thing to get you money. You get all the leads in the world. You can't book an appointment. You don't get the money.
It's the number one thing in the world. Two, that takes a lot of effort, right? That's why we have it read here. Generating leads takes some effort. Booking appointments takes the most amount of. Uh, you had the perfect word for it. I said effort, and you said no. It takes the most amount of
Action.
action. There you go. So generating leads takes some action. Booking appointments takes the most amount of action.
Action.
And if you do this properly, then the sale actually should take the least amount of action, right? Or less action than booking the appointment. But I know sales are hard and the close. Yes, of course. We'll talk about that later. So if you follow the yellow brick road, then we will show you the way to take way more action than you're taking in booking appointments. Am I right or am I right? Okay, so everybody's like, hey, we need leads. Okay, great. And then as soon as people have leads, they go, oh, are they good leads? Right? Okay, well,
There's no
how are you
such thing as bad.
There's no such thing as bad lead, but at the same time, how are you qualifying your lead, right? So let's qualify the lead. Okay, here we go. So let's turn leads into appointments. Leads to appointments equal money. Am I right? So first thing we want to do is we want to create an appointment setting script. Well, let me take one step back. We're going to do this with AI callers. So there's a general way to do this is um, a lead comes in, somebody is literally sitting there pushing refresh or looking at the incoming lead situation, however that is. As soon as the lead comes in, they call it, they email it, whatever, right? Now, how fast are you doing that? On average, it is more than an hour. Most companies are taking more than an hour to talk to leads, even reach out to a lead. And they're paying
Oh
somebody
yeah.
to sit there and make the phone call. And they're paying somebody to sit there and make the phone call at the right time of day, right? Those kinds of informations. So we're talking all about AI agents. So we're stepping out of the norm and we're going to make this happen, baby. Okay, so how do you turn a lead into an appointment with an AI agent? First, you create an appointment setting script, right? Everybody has appointment setting script, training documents, right? Everybody's got a training document that says when you pick up the phone, when somebody picks up the phone, say these words, right? That's what it is. Now, for AI prompts, you have to type it in different, and we have a different video on how to do that. Actually, 2 videos ago, we did it on how to create an AI prompt. But the basic of it is go into ChatGPT and type in a prompt, and then it spits out a prompt. I don't know. You can't see my prompt example. That's all right. The point is not a prompt example. So you type in a thing and you get a prompt, okay? That's number one. Once you have a prompt, tweak it. Use it for your business. Right, Chris? You have
The
a business. Be smart.
more details you put in your prompts, the better the prompt is. The more information you put in the knowledge base, without overloading it. And I found really inspecting what you're putting in so you don't get cross information.
Sure.
Make sure you
Yeah.
have your website built out properly. Whoever builds your website, if they use a template, make sure they delete all the template information before they launch your website, because that can cause issues when you load your website into your knowledge base. You can confuse the AI.
Yeah. Yeah. And but this is what I mean. You guys have literally have scripts where you say, "Call this lead to read this script," or "Call this lead and follow these script guidelines," right? And so if you have that, cool. We'll just that's all it takes is a appointment setting script right there. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna plug that script into Retell or some sort of AI caller, right? There's a few programs we like to use. Right now, we like Retell. There's another one called Synthel that's pretty good. And so you put it in, right? And this is the one we actually built last time. You are Timmy, professional appointment setter, blah, 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 blah. So we took this script and we basically put it in here, pretty much, for the most part. And if you want to see that video, like I said, go back 2 videos ago and check it out. So, uh, plug in the script, put it in your appointment center, and have fun testing it, right? Easy peasy. Okay. Now, doing all this, imagine doing this with a human. Chris, what does it take to do this with a human?
Well, depending on how many callers you have, let's just say you have 10 appointment setters that you hired. Every time an appointment setter comes in, you're going to have to train them. You're going to have to give them the information. You're going to have to teach them the scripts that you want them to use. And that takes, can take weeks. And then you're going to have to do that 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, depending on how many appointment setters you need. And then once you have those appointment setters, you hope they stay more than 2 weeks because they have to dial 100 times a day, get hung up on, here, I'm not interested. Who is this? Why are you calling me? And a lot of people aren't built for that. And so they quit. They don't call in. They just don't show up for work. Then you have to find another one. And
Yep.
you have to go through that training again and make sure they got the scripts right, sit over their shoulders. And it's a money wasting problem and
Totally.
process. The advantages of the AI is you train it once, you get your script in once, you spend, an hour, maybe 15 hour, 2 hours calling it, testing it, making sure it's tip type, and then you implement it, and now you have a team of 100 or 1,000 working for you without training. They're never going to quit. They're never going to be late. They're never going to call in sick. They're never going to walk out on you without telling you, which saves money in the long run. So I would call that a money making activity, spending 2 hours working on your prompts, getting it right. And, you could see in your statistics when people call in, you'll have different accounts, different amount of calls. The one thing that's always nice to see is that 100% answer rate. 100% answer rate on your calls,
Yes,
I
sir.
guarantee you, is going to turn into revenue. Period.
Yes, sir. That's beautiful. Well said. Well said.
I
So,
mean, we've heard from companies that have thousands of callers with a 68% answer rate.
pathetic.
That's trash.
Pathetic.
Trash.
We've also heard from smaller companies who say that, we're smaller and we can take care of our customers, and they're at like an 85% pickup rate, which isn't that good either. Because it's decent, but what it's telling you is that 85% pickup rate, number one, you're missing a few calls during the daytime, during work hours, you're missing a few calls, but you're missing a ton of calls right after work time, right? So you either got to staff somebody later, or you're just not answering the phone. So you're not servicing those customers either. And I'm not talking about calls at 8:30 at night, which this will answer those too. I'm talking about calls when everybody goes home at 5 and they can't call till 6:30 or 7 because they have to get off work and set their life, right? Those are the calls that you're missing.
Yeah.
So
And no one wants, then you outsource to, places like, India, Pakistan, Philippines, and that will make your hang up rate even higher.
and you're training even more of a headache. So,
Oh yeah, let's not talk about training and
geez.
language barriers.
Yeah.
And actually, the beauty of this, with your AI callers, you get someone that speaks another language. You ask the AI caller if it speaks it, and she starts speaking in your language,
Bro, pull that up.
or he starts speaking in your language.
Dude, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. Hold on. Just because you said it. And what's our favorite thing about when you have an AI caller? Our favorite thing about having an AI caller is you don't have payroll
Well, yeah, there's that.
or taxes.
Or taxes. Like, let's not talk about taxes and
Hello,
workers'
I'm
comp.
Sasha with Aid
insurance.
Media. Hi there. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited you called. My name is Sasha from Aid Media, and I'm here to help you explore how AI can transform your business.
Hey,
Who am I
Sasha,
speaking with today?
Sasha, do you speak Russian?
Да, конечно. Я говорю по-русски. Как я могу вам помочь сегодня?
I don't know how to respond to that. Sasha, do you speak French?
Oh là là, bien sûr, je parle français aussi. Comment puis-je vous aider aujourd'hui?
Oui, oui. I don't know no French besides Cordon Bleu. Sasha, do you speak Spanish?
Claro que sí. Hablo español también. ¿Cómo puedo ayudarte hoy?
Dang, Sasha, do you speak Korean?
Oh, I wish I could say yes, but unfortunately, I don't speak Korean.
Oh, too bad.
However, I'm
That's
still
okay. I'm
super-
still impressed. Do you speak Japanese?
Oh, thank you. I don't speak Japanese
Oh,
either.
okay. We're
but
getting
I'm
there.
so
We'll get there one day. Anyways,
If I
that's-
tell her to, she will.
That's awesome. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So yeah, that's dealing with all the headaches of that, and not even just dealing with hiring and training, monitoring, making sure they learn the scripts. Like you got to teach them tonality. You have to hire them in the first place, which hiring them is a process in itself with all the recruiting people and interviews and bullcrap you got to do to get somebody on
And
board.
talking to all the geniuses out there that are applying.
Yeah, exactly. So, and screening and all that. So, I mean, you literally have a whole department in here that we just took care of. We took care of a department and a half, right? And just doing this. So, of course, we said it as easy as possible because it is, right? That's where we're at. So, that's pretty cool. Okay, now that you have a script, you built your script, you plugged it into your caller, so you trained your caller, and boom, what's next? It's got to do something, right? Because your caller can make phone calls. It's like talking to me or talking to Chris. If you talk to me, we're gonna have a great conversation. But if, but if you talk to Chris, you're gonna have a conversation and something will happen. If anybody knows us, that just clicks and makes total sense. Um, so, so you have to connect your AI caller to something, right? To your calendar, to your CRM, to whatever you got. You have to be able to have it spit out the information. So what we do is we connect Sasha here, and for the most part, Sasha, what's up? For the most part, we use Zapier or some type of other connection service. Sometimes it's direct APIs or whatever. And the simplest form is to put it into a calendar. Of course, we can put information into your CRM as well, but that is the basic information, right? So we just made it basic. And what we do
Generally,
is, yeah,
once it gets to that point, it's already been in your CRM.
yeah.
You've generated the lead landed in your CRM. Now what happens next? Does the human pick up the phone and dial within 5 minutes? And if that doesn't happen, Sasha comes to the rescue, calls your customer.
Sasha is the rescue baby. Calls your customer right up, sets that appointment because she's a master appointment setter. Okay, then what we do is we connect your web page to trigger API setter to call the leads, right? So you have an ad, they give you a phone number, boom, caller blasts it out. It's as simple as that. And once again, it's hooked up to your calendar and CRM if you'd like it to be. So, does that make sense? What am I missing, Chris?
Well, that's about it in a nutshell. But the main thing that happens between the call and the appointment set is what's in your prompt, how you've objection handled, how you've pre-qualified, the way it's been pre-qualified by a pro who pre-qualifies the same way 100% of the time, so that when they do end up in your calendar, now you have a pre-qualified customer who's been asked all the questions. Otherwise, they wouldn't have ended up in your calendar.
Exactly.
So your time spent in the day is or closing your deals with qualified leads that have been vetted, basically.
Dude, love it. And then the other thing it does too. So, you're doing what are you doing? You're doing closing, qualifying for your closers, so you're having better closing appointments, right? So your close sales rate goes up. But the other thing is this, the follow up. And I'm making this huge and brown for two reasons. Number one, follow up. All of the effort is in the follow up. How many people
And
pick
that's
up
where
on
usually the crap happens with your team on those 3,000 leads that have been called 10 times, 15 times. Your team of 50, 10, 100, whatever your team is, no one's calling those people in the day.
No one.
I bet I've talked to many teams. Their leads in the 9, 10th call times. If you go into and click on anyone, the last time they've been contacted would be months. It's actually quite humorous how many CRMs I've seen with that happen. And I would almost bet any customer that gets on the phone with us, if they show us their 9th and 10th called pipeline, I would
Zero.
bet money that the last time they were contacted would be months ago.
Months ago. So
And
this
I called someone after 9 times the other day. I was about to move her to the 10th called pipeline. Guess what? She answered, set an appointment, needed what we had, and on her way to getting her service done.
boom, easy peasy. Right
Most
here,
sales happen when?
you follow up 8 to 12 contacts. Takes 8 to 12 times for them to see your product or be contacted on average, before somebody decides to go with your product. So that's where we fit in right here. This is where everybody struggles and everybody fails. And so this is what we want to show you guys. Number one, collecting data, right? Number one is like actually marking the data down. You made a phone call, tell somebody you made the phone call. Simple as that, but people have a hard time doing that as well. Excuse me. Number two, making the phone call on time. It's called speed to lead. This is what this solves. Sasha comes in, she calls him. If you want him called in 30 seconds, cool. If you want him called in 1 second, cool. If you want it called as soon as the submit button's hit, cool. 3 minutes later, cool. Whatever it is. Speed to lead is number one thing that actually services customers and closes deals. Now, if they don't pick up the phone, because for some reason when people want a product and they give somebody their phone number, they still don't pick up the phone. Like, then why would you give me your phone number? If they don't pick up the phone, most people don't properly follow up. Like Chris was saying, if your sales force is low or your sales team is low or whatever it is, you're just not going to follow up because you're going to be so focused on new leads or the ones you've already talked to and you're just trying to get a hold, they never picked up the phone. Well, did you call them at 7:30 at night? 10 a.m., right? All the different times of days, 11 o'clock at night if they, I don't know, whatever. All of this is in the follow-up though. And as soon as you have 10 leads, your follow-up becomes trash. So like when you first start up and you're like, okay, I can handle 10 leads. Yeah, anybody can handle 10 leads, calling and setting appointments on 10 leads. Once you have an appointment set, it's very hard to close deals and follow up with more than 10 leads. So if you have more than 10 leads, man, you're probably not working these properly. Working properly means calling 3 times a day, every day, until they say you're an idiot, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in
Stop
that,
calling
Chris?
me or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
hey, now I'm interested in hearing what you got.
There you go.
Tell me
There you
tell
go.
me why you're calling me so much.
Exactly, exactly. People just don't follow up, and when you literally sit somebody down and say, "Here's a list of people to call. Please call them." Um, After 70 people don't pick up, or you get like 1 in 15, about that ratio. 1 in 15 pick up, and then you're not setting appointments at all. Like you said, you just get burnt out, right? And
Yeah.
then and then your numbers start dropping. Instead of calling 100 a day,
Caller
you start calling
fatigue.
90, you start calling 80, you start calling 70. You spend more time at the water cooler. Um, your lunch gets a little bit longer, right? Things like that. And with
10 more
Sasha,
cigarette breaks.
yeah, exactly. Your your e-smoke
There are
hits.
some people that still
Yeah,
smoke in the world, the
your
cool ones.
e-cig hits, your e-cig drags are starting to become more frequent. Stuff like that. So,
You got to pick up an extra cartridge in the morning.
there you go. All of that just settles in the old gut there in the old brain, and then eventually you go, I got to find a new job. So, but that's what Sasha doesn't do, right? Sasha stays on it, follows up 8 to 12 times or more, and goes for it. And she knows what to say, and she's
She
trained.
does
She
what we
never
talked
gets
about
tired.
last show, consistency.
100%. She is the consistent. She never gets tired, and she never takes smoke breaks. So that's nice. Anyways, so that's what we wanted to go
And she
over
doesn't have
today.
an OnlyFans page. She works 24/7. Only for
She
your company.
Oh, she does have an OF page only for your company. That's what it's called. She
That's
works
right.
only
Boom.
for you. Sasha's only works only for you. So, but that's where we go. And this is the problem we solve. This is the problem we see a whole lot of companies talk to us about. This is the problem a whole lot of companies enjoy training people to do, but they don't enjoy implementing people to do. If that makes sense. So it's fun to train somebody and say, yeah, you can be an appointment setter, but it's not fun to stay on top of them and to micromanage and to do all, did you hit your KPIs garbage? It's just not fun to do that. So all you got to do is have Sasha call, and yes, your KPIs are hit. KPI or Sasha hits them every time. So, what do you
And
think,
this is
Chris?
great for outbound leads. Also, you can hire one of her sisters or partners and use it for inbound leads, because another thing we find is you get these leads that come in, and especially for a company like ours, or if you're running an AI company with callers, dealing any kind of marketing agency, and you're getting leads for these people, when they come in and you try to call them back to set them up, they don't answer their phone. They've got horrible voicemail. They got what they think is AI that you can't understand. It's almost like calling AT&T, or they just don't pick up the phone. And these are companies looking to get more leads, generate more sales, yet they don't pick up the phone in themselves on their own. And they rely on, voicemails, call, forwarding services. You get yourself an AI inbound customer service representative who also can moonlight as your sales rep
Yeah,
when she answers the phone and set appointments right then and there, knows everything about your company, just like your outbound caller. That becomes the game changer. That way, anyone calls your business, you're never missing a call. Anyone comes in through any kind of your advertising, you get a lead, they're never going uncalled. So your customer service and your customer experience, which any business wants that to be up near 100%, customer complaints being under 5 to 10%, under 10 to
Yeah.
5%, like you want those ratios really separated. You implement this AI into your business, and your customer experience, your customer satisfaction, and your customer service will go through the roof,
Through the
skyrocket.
roof, dude. Through the roof. Let me show you this.
I've been in customer service for over 30 years, and I will tell you, you will lose customers if the wrong thing is said. You're not there at a certain time, those customers are gone. You're not getting them back.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Check this out. This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't answer the phone. This is a HVAC company. Can you read that, Chris? I just want to make sure on the
Can't really
screen. I can zoom in. Let's try to make this bigger. There we go. There we go. This is an HVAC guy. He does HVAC services, or yeah, HVAC services.
Boris, you're getting called out, bro.
Boris called us. Boris gave us his phone number, right? Boris responded to our ad. I called Boris about 5 times. Every time you call Boris, it goes to voicemail. Every time I called Boris, it went to voicemail. Boris, you're a tough guy to get a hold of. Yeah, I spelled wrong. Did not correct. That's what we do. That's what we do. We make sure your phones are answered so you never lose a client. Do you feel like you lose clients because you've missed phone calls? Nope. I just don't want to talk with unknown people. That makes no sense to me. You only service clients you know?
How does
Is that-
that work?
Don't you got to meet people to have new clients? I literally don't understand that statement, and I wanted to write him back and be like, that makes me super. I really wanted to say that, like, that's interesting. So you only service clients you know, like you only offer services to people you know. But I went a different route. So I said, hey, that's even a better reason to have someone who picks up the phone. They can do all the screening for you to see if they're a potential client or an unknown person you don't want to talk to. How's that sound? I don't need screening. Who are you? Yep, you're right. You don't need screening.
That's
It
a
will do-
contradiction
it'll do screening-
in two
screening
lines,
for
he
you.
contradicts himself. I don't need
for you.
screening. Who are you? Now
Yeah.
you're telling me you need some screening.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm just Brian with Aid Media. You responded to you about a Facebook ad you checked out. It was about using AI. Is that worth the conversation? He never wrote me back. I thought that was hilarious, and I was a little bit confused. But these are the exact type of companies that if you had somebody to answer the phone, you wouldn't have to deal with people. Or you could qualify people is more like it. You could get the qualification you're looking for and then only deal with people you want.
Yeah.
So-
You go back, you listen to who called, you see the transcript, and you're like, hey, this person doesn't want HVAC. Don't call them. But the next one you listen to, oh, my air conditioner broke down. I saw you, Boris. I thought you were great. But guess what? Boris don't want to talk to you because he doesn't know you.
Yep. Boris don't want to talk to you. He doesn't know you. So he's not even going to answer
So
the phone.
now you're calling
And
another
actually-
HVAC company.
And actually, his
And,
voicemail was full. I couldn't even leave him voicemail. So if he doesn't have a voicemail, like he's done for. He's not.
Let's not talk about full voicemails for your.
I'll call the
for your
next one on the
business.
list. Like if I have a broken HVAC and Boris doesn't pick up, I'm calling the next one on the list. Like I'm not waiting. I'm not calling back.
Yeah,
That's just
the
how it is.
solar company, the hairdresser, your nail
Yeah.
person,
That's how it is.
your gardener. You need gardening. You call one gardener, they don't answer. They don't call you back. Guess what?
You
Your
get the
pool
next one.
guy. Hey,
Yep.
pool service guys, come over. Who's gonna come and help me warm up my pool?
The world's not ready for that ad yet. We'll put that out soon.
You went silent, boss.
Ah, do you hear me? You can't hear me? I think your audio broke.
Oh, maybe there.
There you go. I said the world is not ready for that ad yet, I don't think, but we'll get there.
And just putting it out there, if anyone's watching this live or not, anyone sees it later, any YouTube producers, send us a message
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
for lives for an hour, a couple times a week.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. Okay, so that's all we had today. Just wanted to show you exactly how Sasha fits into your business, how it's made, and how she's gonna solve your problem, because your problem is follow up. Your problem is first lead to speed. Call the dang people. Your other problem is follow up. Nobody's following up. People just don't do it properly. But you know who can? She's the best in the world. Her name's Sasha. So Sasha and her sister
whatever you
Tasha,
wanna call
they
her.
crush it.
Whatever you want to call her. You can name her whatever you want. Your dreams come true. And there's males, so there's female business owners out there that just want a nice strong voice answering the phone. We can get you any voice. We can clone your voice. We can clone your husband's voice. Anything you want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. That's what my friend always used to say. He knows who he is if he watches this. But hit us up, aidmedianow.com, or that's the best way to
What's
do
that?
it.
That's show number 3 or
Hit
4?
me on LinkedIn or whatever. I think this is 4, my man. What's up?
4 shows.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
4 shows, baby.
We've improved. Less technical difficulties.
Yeah,
We
that's
showed
true. We
that
didn't
it's
have
gonna
any
get-
this time.
Barely. I mean,
Look at us
not
go.
really.
Look at us go.
Hey, it's gonna get tight. Just wait till we have a nice flashy studio like Mike B.
Oh, yeah. He's got a nice studio. That's for
Yeah,
sure. But
that's a goal. That's a goal.
that's the goal.
We'll get
We're
there.
gonna-
We're getting
We're
there.
gonna be there. We are. Me and Chris are not in the same location, so we gotta do this for now.
Unfortunately, so we're gonna have to build 2 studios that
Two
look
studios.
exactly the same.
Cut us. And make sure the camera angles are proper, so
Proper,
it looks like we're in the same place.
yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be
So
cool.
anyone sees this, you got a business, you're looking for some AI solutions. We got some really great offers. We got some really great packages. We can get you in baby steps, or we can get you you know, in the rocket that takes you to Mars.
That's where
Just
it's at.
just hit us at. We have everything in between. We can do some consulting. We can get eyes on your business. You hit us up. We'll talk to you, and we'll make your dreams come true.
That's
That's
how
what
we
we
do.
do here at A Media. We solve problems you didn't know you had. Make your dreams come true.
We're like Steve Jobs. He solved problems people didn't know they had.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they didn't know they had the dream of paying for a phone for the rest of their life.
They did it the rest of their life. But, all right, we are live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. So hop on. We go on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Aid Media Now on YouTube is the best place to watch, and that's all there is
Yeah,
to it,
follow
baby.
us on Instagram at Aid Media Now, Facebook at Aid Media Now, LinkedIn, Aid Media Now. You can find us on the web, aidmedianow.com. We're
I
not hard
love
to
it.
find.
I love
Our phone number's on there. You want to talk to Sasha, ask her about what we do. Feel free. Schedule yourself an appointment, and we'll get you rocking with some AI, getting 100% of your calls answered.
100%, baby. 100% calls answered. 100% leads dialed multiple times. So, all right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Enjoy your day.
Peace.
If I knew how to hit the leave button.